Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm very excited to be here. Did I record with you last week? We did,
Did we? Was
right?
that only a week ago? Oh, that
Girl,
was
I don't
only a
even
week
know.
ago. It was last
I don't even
Saturday.
know. Really?
Yeah, because we figured out that Shelby's karaoke machine hooks up
Oh,
to the
right.
TV. So we laid on the couch, literally laid on the couch for how long? 3 hours, I think, singing karaoke. I literally had an unwell voice the next day. We
I
sang
had
karaoke for so long.
I had a crunchy voice and I was like, what is wrong with my voice? And then I was like, oh, singing.
Yeah, and then we like listened to the Twilight song on repeat and danced like all the different Twilight characters. It was really
That
fun.
seems like there's no way that was only a week ago.
It's last Saturday.
That's wild. Well, it feels like for me that I hadn't recorded for the podcast for a very long time. Not sure why. I was in Vegas for the week, and that I'm telling you guys, Las Vegas is the weirdest time capsule, time warps thing that you could ever do. It is the trippiest experience. I don't know what it is about that city, but it truly takes your time, your freedom, and you have no idea what time it is, what day it is, and what regular life is. That's what I've decided.
Felt the same while you're in Las Vegas because she went for work. This says how codependent we are on each other. That I'm like, what day is it? Like, where is Shelby? Why have we not talked? Like, I'm so confused. I feel the
What day?
same. I'm
Yeah.
so confused by time while you're
I
gone.
I calculated it and I spent 11 days total in February in Las Vegas. So 17 days I had at home and 11 days I had in Las Vegas. And that's just honestly a lot. I have so much confusion about like regular life right now and like the fact that it's now March. I'm like, wait, what? Like how?
Well, and Vegas is just so overstimulating. Like it's fun, but like it's
So
fun for like
exhausting.
3 days, like not
There was a
11.
there was 2 days that like between the 2 days I had 6 hours of sleep total. And that's just honestly a level of unhinged that I can only do for a certain level of time. Like last night when I was laying in bed, I was like trying to retrace my steps and I was like, I'm so confused. Like, when did this happen? How did this happen? How did A to B happen? Like just so many things that I was like, what the fuck? Like literally you get somewhere. We had a lot of fun. We went to this networking event on our like one of our first days of our trade show, and it was at this place called Atomic Golf, which is a lot like Top Golf. Drinks were free, food was free, and you got to play golf. And we were there for 3 hours, and then we went to Fremont Street, and I thought we were only at Fremont Street for 1 hour. We were there for 2.5. I'm telling you, I felt like we got dropped off and all of a sudden it's like zzz, now I'm in the Uber, and I was like, holy shit, like this could be a problem that like you just don't remember or understand the concept of time, and you're like, how did we get from A to B?
Mhm.
So that's just a bit of how my week was in Vegas. Still showed up for work, still had a great time. The trade show was great, but like it's so exhausting. And
Well, I
everything is
think,
so expensive.
yeah, I think that like you also have to say like you're people from Vienna. Vienna people are like party all the time.
Yeah. We had one day that we went and had Korean beef where you like cook the beef in front of you and then we did like sake bombs and stuff. And one of our co-founders, he's the one that like invented our product. He was there with us. And I was like teaching them this and we were like doing these like drinking games. And he was literally turned to like my other coworker from Vienna and he was like, she knows how to drink. Like girls in Vienna would be passed out by now. And I was like, oh my God, really? And I was like, wait, I don't know if this is a good thing. And he was like, no, the fact that you can hang out and have a good time when you're not on the floor right now is a good thing. And I was like, sure. I'm not sure.
I'm not
But
sure either because when we were in Vegas, literally half of a tequila soda did me in. Like half of a double tequila soda, and I was gone,
dude,
wasted.
honestly, though, same, but I don't know. I think it depends on like what you're doing. So like we had a lot of high energy, we were doing a lot of stuff, and I think if the vibes are high, then you're able to maintain that. We were kind of casual and chill. We had a drink, we were walking around, it was kind of slow, and then we were like, wait, I
True.
actually can feel it more. Your adrenaline's not taking over. But I did also make sure that everyone was drinking water. Like we even had like water chugging competitions. So I feel like that was helpful. That was
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I spent a lot of time in Las Vegas. Now next week, I have to go to New York for the week, which I should be really excited about. And I feel mostly drained. I am going to Kristen Cavallari's podcast tour, and I cannot wait. I'm actually a bit nervous. Like, this is something I'm doing by myself, which is
And
like
I was
so,
supposed to go. She bought me tickets and was going to surprise me. And my
yeah.
family's going to Disneyland. So I'm very excited for Disneyland. But I wish that like Disneyland or the podcast tour was like a week later so I could do both.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna see if my sister could come because it is also on her birthday, but she already has plans for spring break. So I was like, damn, that's a
it'll
super
be
big
good for
bummer.
you.
So
Yeah,
I'm
it'll be good for
excited.
you.
I don't think I'll have time to like do anything before because we have our trade show that day until like 5:30 or something like that, maybe even 6, and it starts I think at 7. So I'll have like a really quick turnaround, but I was hoping I could like go get a drink or something before, but I am so intimidated about the fact that I'm going to this by myself. Like that feels so weird, but I'm so excited to see her in person.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun. And I appreciate the thought that you were trying to
Yeah.
surprise me.
I know. And also like low key, I was like, it's fine. I don't need to go either. Like if the team's doing something fun, like I could just cancel it. And I was like, no,
No,
I need
you're
to go and do
going.
this thing for
Yes.
myself. The thing that
Yes.
does suck is I have a 7 a.m. flight the next morning. So also to get to the airport from where we're at, I'm gonna have like a really, really early morning. And also if they're still partying when it's over, I'll probably go hang out with them. And who
Yeah, you
knows, I'll
might as
even go to
well just
sleep.
not sleep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be
So
fun though.
we'll
I'm
see.
really excited to hear how it goes.
But after that, that's like the last of my work trips for now. So I guess that's a good thing, but also sometimes it's fun. But I need to get back into regular life. I also accidentally roofied myself with a melatonin last night because I hadn't been taking it. I had been like really regular with my melatonin, but
You
I
take
hadn't
a
been.
shit ton of melatonin too.
No, I only take like 1.5 milligrams, which is
Okay,
like that's
is
for
that a whole
babies.
gummy?
No, that's for kids.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like a whole gummy and then another half is
No,
what
so
you like usually take.
I only was taking like the kid size, but now that I've started to use melatonin so much more, I started to realize I'm still struggling to sleep and like I have really bad sleeping problems. So recently I had started taking the whole 5 milligrams, which used to totally trip me out. Like I remember I would take that and I'd be fucking losing my mind in my sleep. So one was working and then it stopped working. So then I switched to 5 and it seemed I was actually sleeping again. So I was like, okay, I feel like this is a good comfortable spot. But then I went to Vegas and I wasn't taking it. And then I came home and the first night I couldn't sleep at all. And I was like, last night I was like, okay, I have got to sleep. Like I need a melatonin. Took the melatonin. And when I tell you, if I ever have been roofied, it was last night. And if I ever get roofied again in real life, I will know exactly how it was. I'd fallen asleep and all of a sudden, like I was taking Henley to like a competition or something.
Like this was your dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it felt so real. I'm at this competition. I'm trying to take her to this, and we're at a convention center. And I think it's because you had sent me that thing about the NCAA
Mm,
competition in Dallas. So I researched that. Terrible thing to look at before bed. There was a
I
shooting
yes.
at a cheer
No,
competition.
they thought it was a shooting. It was not a shooting.
Okay. So apparently there was a potential shooting, and I'm like looking at this before bed, and I'm like, holy shit. So I think that's why I dreamed this. So I'm taking Henley to this competition. And then all of a sudden, like I look this way and I'm like, I think you're supposed to be over here. And I look and Henley's gone. And I'm like, Henley, where are
Oh,
you? And so I'm like, I can't find her anywhere. And I'm like starting to yell her name because I can't find her. I'm like, Henley, Henley. But in my weird sleep roofie stage, I'm like coherent and I'm like saying her name, but I'm like almost whispering it like I think in real life, I really think in real life, I was yelling this in my bed, but not yelling. I was like, I really think that was coming out of my mouth in real life. And it's like slowly I'm like walking and I can feel myself like getting more and more incoherent. And it's like I
ew.
start to realize I'm like, holy shit, like I need help. I need to call, like I need to push the button on my phone. Like I'm about to like be fucking kidnapped or something. Like that's what was going through my mind. And I'm like still saying like, and it's harder and harder for me to speak because I'm getting more
Ew.
and more
Stop.
incoherent. And I'm like reaching into my purse. I can like literally feel myself trying to grab my phone and I'm about to grab it and I'm trying to click the buttons. And it's like I just feel my vision and everything and my whole body just like start to just like completely fall asleep. Which is I think I was probably falling asleep, but I totally fucking lost it and I literally was like and then I like crashed and I was like I jolted awake and I was like, okay, if you ever get roofied, this is what it's going to feel like where you have control of your body and then slowly, 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 and you're grasping for help and nothing will save you. That is 100% being roofied. Guaranteed fucking teed. It was
Well,
wild.
I've been roofied before
Yes, you
and
have. Did it feel like that?
okay, I guess I need to catch everyone up because that sounded really terrible. Like I've been roofied before. Okay, let me tell the story. Tony and I were in San Francisco years ago. It was like 2016. Like we had just gone back together. We went, I bought him tickets to a concert for Christmas, and we went to San Francisco right next to the Fisherman's Wharf. There was like this cute little tiny wine bar that was a part of a hotel. And I was like, oh, I want to go in here. Like, I want to get a flight of wine. Like, this place is so cute. It looks so cute. We go in there, and this is when like I really wasn't like super into wine like I am now. So I was like kind of talking to the bartender, like, what kind of like wine do you think I would like? Blah blah blah. And he's like, do you like lime? And I was like, yeah, I like lime. Like he's like, you like margarita type things? And I was like, yeah, like I love
At a wine
margaritas.
bar?
Well, now looking back, Tony and I are like, there were so many signs that we were so dumb. But, and I distinctly remember the bartender turned his back, pulled out one of those like Simply Limeade jar things from like a little baby fridge that was there. He turned his back, poured it in a cup. Guys, I had not had any alcohol at this point. Like, this was my first drink, and he poured it in a cup and he handed it to me. I had two like gulps of it, and all I remember is I remember we were sitting like at the bar top, and I turned to Tony and I grabbed his arm and I said, I need to go. I don't feel good. I think I might throw up. Blackness after that. There's no fading in and out. There's no like you lose control of your body. Like, I do not remember anything. And Tony said that he looked at me and I like slumped forward, and he was like, okay, like what the heck? And so like he was trying to get me to the car, and I like couldn't stand. I could barely walk, and he's like basically carrying me. We were parked far away too. And then he got me like into our hotel, into bed, and I woke up at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And I remember he was asleep. Harry Potter was playing on the TV, and I sat up and I had the worst headache I've ever had in my life. My mouth felt super dry. I felt so sick. Like I just needed to throw up. And I was like, what the hell? And now looking back, now that I realized like I was drugged by the bartender, I wish that like I would have done something, because it's really scary, because this was right by Fisherman's Wharf, where it's like
Yeah.
so highly trafficked in San Francisco. This hotel, or this bar, was part of a hotel. There was no bathroom in the bar. The bathroom was in the hotel. So I'm thinking of these girls being drugged, having to walk through a hotel to go to the bathroom is probably where they're getting snatched up for like sex trafficking. So I really wish that like I involved the cops, but Tony and I were so like freaked out and confused about what had happened. It literally took like through therapy and like years that I was like, holy shit, I was drugged in San Francisco. So when you get roofied, I mean, at least for me during my
That sounds like
roofie
a Mike. That
experience,
sounds like a Mike Posner song.
honestly, I got roofied in San Francisco. There was no like fading in and out, losing control of your body. There was just like literally a whole chunk of time of my life is missing that I do not remember whatsoever.
Interesting. Dang.
So
I wonder if there's different types of roofies too.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Did I tell you this? I don't know if I told you this. I think I told someone else. I just had my hairdresser, she went on a cruise, and these like teenage boys, when they were in Mexico, bought a bunch of roofies in Mexico. Did I tell you this?
No.
Oh my God. So they were on this cruise around Christmas time, and these teenagers, they're like 17, 18, 19-year olds. They were in Mexico. They bought a bunch of roofies, and they were going out and slipping them in a bunch of people's drinks just to fuck with
No.
them,
That's so
just
messed
for
up.
fun. And they ended up getting caught and had to get like put in the jail downstairs at the cruise.
Thank
But
God.
that's what they were just doing it to random people. They were just going and trying to slip them these roofies for fun.
Oh my gosh, that's really terrifying. You know,
I know.
this is actually a thing. I actually was on TikTok it was like a month or so ago. Bartenders on Broadway are like drugging drinks. Like you remember when that kid went missing in Nashville and they like couldn't find him? It was
Yeah.
all over the news. He was drugged by a bartender at Luke Bryan's bar. And it's like when I was watching the TikToks of them like trying to find this kid and like the conspiracy theories and stuff, there were so many comments of people like, this is actually like a really big problem in Nashville, that bartenders are drugging people. And that's like the worst. Like the fact that I got drugged by a bartender is so scary to me because
But
those are people that you should trust, you know?
are the bartenders doing it so they can get them? Because I feel like they still have to work, or are they just doing it for fucking fun? Or they're doing it with people who will then snatch up the people.
I bet it's a little bit of both. I bet it's a little bit of like, we're just going to do this. And then I bet like for sex trafficking or for friends or, you know, maybe they're getting paid to do it for people. Like, who knows?
Dang, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It was wild. Anyways, I don't know how we got on that tangent. Basically, my life is chaos right now. I have way too much traveling. Excited to get back into regular life, but also I do love to travel.
Same. We're going to Disneyland in not this weekend, but the next weekend. And I'm so excited. It's three of the five nieces and nephews' first time going. My stepdad's first time, my sister's fiance, his first time. So there's so many first time Disneylanders, and I'm stoked about it. It's going to be really fun.
It's so crazy to be a first timer at that age.
I know. I even got my stepdad a little autograph book, like as a
Cute.
joke. But
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I think it'll be really fun. Me and my sisters have like a whole list of food that we're going to try, and I'm so excited. I think
Oh
it'll
my
be
God,
fun.
please get the grilled cheese and tomato soup in Disneyland for me.
Yeah, that was at that Daisy place, right?
It's at the like I don't know, it's like Mary Poppins vibes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember where
It's
it was.
like it has
That one
like
was
the
so good.
yellow and white stripes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
That was so
Jolly
good.
something. It's like the Jolly
Jolly
something grilled cheese.
Holiday.
Yeah, Jolly Holidays grilled cheese. That shit's
Yeah.
fucking lit.
Yeah, that is.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna get that
I'm
for
very
sure.
excited for you to go. I'm excited to see. You better post about it, like
I
on your
know.
story.
I always like go non-com on vacation. I'll
It's
post about it.
hard. I mean, it's hard. I mean, I go non-com, but I usually catch up like at nighttime or something when I have a
Mm-hmm.
chance. But I take pictures and then catch us up.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
In other news from my end, fucking taxes are the worst. I just have to share taxes every year have given me so much frustration. I have a coworker who makes almost the same amount of money that Wally and I make. We make just a little bit more than him combined, and we have a house and kids, and we have to pay. Let me back up. This guy has nothing. He makes almost the same amount of money as us. No house, no kids, nothing. This guy's getting $5,000 back. So that's an irritation. I have a house and kids, barely make anything more than him. And right now it's showing that we owe $11,000.
Oh my gosh.
But
Why?
what I want to share with you guys, and it's something that my sister found out from an accountant friend, is that when you're married, that it's actually really shitty for you. And we even, let me also clarify, we even add extra each month outside of the basic claiming zero on your W-4. We're adding extra to our taxes because we always get fucked with our taxes. So my sister has this accountant that she went and saw or something, or she knows them. She went to this class, I can't remember. And they said that like when you're married, it almost fucks you more. And so she said to file married filing separately, which you don't have to actually be separated to do that. So I started trying to do that a little bit. I haven't been able to finish it. So far with Wally doing it, married filing separately, he would only have to pay $2,800. I haven't done myself yet, but I would imagine it's probably about the same. So I think we'll
Wow.
have to do that. But 11 fucking $1,000, have a house, have kids, like the tax system drives me fucking nuts. I don't understand it. So if you're anything like us, maybe look into doing married filing separately because I'm so fucking over this tax system. The fact that this guy
Yeah.
got $5,000, he has nothing. He literally just every month, this money's just coming to him. He's putting it in his fucking savings account and he's all by himself. I have like fucking cheerleading. I have all these fucking things I have to pay for, a fucking mortgage. I can't understand it. I do not understand why I would have to pay extra while this guy gets to just collect his fucking cash.
Honestly, it really does. Like, I was single for such a long time, and then I got married, and I got all my financial aid taken away. I always owe money in taxes now, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm having to pay school. Like, students should be able to get money back. No, I'm having to pay all out of pocket for school. I get zero money back. I owe all this money, and I'm just really annoyed. I have to do my taxes still, and I haven't done it because I'm annoyed. So I feel you.
Girl, well, if you guys have a high amount, just check it out. I don't understand it, but I agree with you. Like, it doesn't make sense that when you have extra obligations, that changes something. I don't
Yeah.
understand that at all. Um, the next order of business that I have is I wanted to give a quick little update and share a little bit about my whole like separation situation. And also start with saying like split custody is so fucking hard. I did not realize how like impactful it would be. Like, I think I for sure have enjoyed the fact that I do get a little bit of a break, but it has been so sad. Like the first time having to pack up Henley's suitcase for her to like take for her like weekend was crushing. I was like, this is so weird. This is so hard. That was really interesting to me. And then the other thing that was really hard is she had a cheerleading competition and it wasn't my weekend. So it was a Friday and I got her ready, but like didn't take her. And then Wally took her, and then I showed up for the competition, and then he just got to leave with her, and I like went back to work. And the way that like when I hugged her and was just like, okay, like, because normally in my normal life, she would be with me all the time. Like Henley is with me
All the time.
98% of the time. And to
Mm-hmm.
just suddenly be like, bye,
Bye.
that shit was really, really crazy and hard. So I just wanted to give an update and a shout out to people that have already gone through this because I was not expecting that. I didn't realize how sad it would make me feel. But also, like, it's only like temporary sadness. It like hits you really quick and you're like, oh, this is really sad. And then, like, you continue on with life and it's okay. But that part has been really, really difficult for me. It's also been difficult for me to like watch her like get picked up when it's like her parent time. Like parent time is a weird aspect and it's so funny for me to like experience it like this because I did family law for so long and I would like prepare documents and prepare people's schedules and like hear them talk about it and hear them like go through these things, but I never physically went through it and I've had friends that went through it, but like I never physically felt that until now and I'm like, holy shit, like this is another layer of like, oh my God, like you just take this kid and like now I don't see them for a couple hours and I've always been responsible for them. And I think it's when you're the responsible parent. Like I think it's when you're like because they always have these things on the internet about like there's the responsible parent, the one that's responsible for all of the things. That's the one that everyone goes to for whatever. I think when you're the responsible parent and you suddenly aren't, you're literally like, wait, what the fuck? Like it was a layer of detachment I wasn't prepared for.
And I mean, coming from the aunt, it's the same. It's not as intense for the mom, but like being like last weekend when we were singing karaoke, we didn't have like Henley being like, "Is it my turn? I want to sing this song. You guys are taking too long." Like, just like not having her presence around is really weird. It's really
It is
strange. It
it
like
is really weird.
yeah, she adds a lot of personality and like a lot of like energy to a space, and to have her not be there, it's like, okay, this is weird, like something is
Yeah.
missing.
I did also have I officially had like my first actual, which God, that's so sad to say. Like he's been moved out for a month and I had one day the entire month where I was actually alone. I had no plans. I went to cheer competition and then that whole afternoon no, wait, did I hang out? No, I'm confused about my days. Oh, I think it was Friday. Okay. It was on
Mhm.
Friday. I went to cheer competition and then I didn't have her that night. And I literally laid in bed, drank wine, and watched like the Gabby
Gossip
Petito
Girl.
documentary and that movie. That was the first time
Mhm.
the entire month and the only time in the entire month that I actually was alone. I didn't have a kid, I didn't have friends over, I didn't have anything. And it was like low-key liberating, but also like I felt like I had so many like mind-blowing experiences. Probably the wine helped, but like I was also like, wow, this is what it's like to like lay in bed alone and have no responsibility, no nothing. Like it was actually kind of dope, but I also did low-key cry a little bit.
And that's okay, that's all a part of the process.
But it was nice to have like that little bit of space. And I also feel like I need to add an extra layer of clarification because our podcast episode where I said that I was separating caused some serious fucking drama in my life. Not entirely sure who or how. I mean, I have some ideas, but according to my resources, me telling you guys about our separation and me telling you guys let me actually read it quote. I wrote it down the quote. When I announced that Wally and I separated, there was a point in the episode where I said, and I quote, I learned through energy work that quote, I actually matter, end quote. And somehow this information has gotten back to my grandma who now thinks that I practice witchcraft, who now thinks that I left my husband because a witch told me to leave my husband. And so I really want to clarify for whoever is listening to this
Oh,
podcast that shared this information that going to the witch doctor, which clearly shows you how out of touch with my fucking life you are, so you can fuck off at this point. Going to the witch doctor, if you hear me talk about the witch doctor, she's not an actual witch.
she literally is an energy worker, and we just call her the witch to be silly.
So the witch is not who made me leave Wally. The witch is not who told me to leave Wally. It has been partially a mutual decision where, like I said, nothing big has happened. We are just not happy. We are not happy together. So if you knew anything about energy work, maybe we should give it information about what energy work is. But like, if you knew anything about that, you would understand that like this is not a witch that's practicing witchcraft. According to my grandma, I'm antichrist and I hang out with witches, and that's the only reason I'm leaving my husband. So it blows my mind that people can take that information and play the game of telephone or play like whatever it is. I'm sure other things that I said on the podcast, because I listened back to it this morning and I was like, you're upset about something else that I said. And so you shared this information to be a little fucker. So just so you know, stop listening to the podcast if you want to be an asshole, or just call me.
Yeah.
Just call me and ask the questions. But I don't practice witchcraft. I'm not a witch. Even if I post on my stories and say the witch is out because I look at my tarot cards and stuff, that's not actual witchcraft. I'm not antichrist, and that's not exactly why I'm leaving my husband. So maybe we should just say what energy work is. Do you have a
Yeah,
definition off the
so
top of your head, or should I Google it?
what Judy does, so Judy is our quote unquote witch doctor. What she does is Reiki, which Reiki is universal love energy. And everybody has Reiki, and it's just like you have to get attuned to it if you want to like give people like Reiki treatments. But everybody, if you say like, I'm sending you energy or I'm sending you love. Like that is literally Reiki. So what you do is you lay on like a massage table. Shelby gets facials. My mom gets facials. I don't, unfortunately, because she's trying to heal my leg. But hopefully one day I can get a facial as well. But she does a lot of light therapy for me. She uses crystals sometimes. It's just like Reiki is just like gently touching your body in like non-sexual ways because like touching your body sounds gross. It's like your shoulders or your feet or like your stomach or your head. Like a lot of Reiki's done with your head.
And
And
sometimes it's not even physically touch. Like there's
yes.
times when Judy just holds her hands above like my Bell's
Mm-hmm.
palsy, and like just holding her hands right there, I can feel like pulses of energy like
Mm-hmm.
coming out of my face. Like you don't even have to be physically touched. It's
Yes.
energy that is already in
And
your body.
yes. And if you guys don't believe in it, if you are a science brain person, you can look up, they are doing a ton of studies, and actually Intermountain Hospital hires Reiki practitioners to do Reiki
Really?
treatments in the hospitals. So medical professionals are using it. There are a ton of studies by psychologists right now that are about Reiki. Reiki's been around for hundreds of thousands of years. It's literally not witchcraft whatsoever. Tarot cards, oracle cards are not witchcraft. She sometimes pulls a card before your treatment. The cards have meditations on them. She puts you in a meditation. It's literally not witchcraft. It's very peaceful. It's very beautiful. You can feel energy. Sometimes you can feel past loved ones in the room with you. It is what it is. Like it's not witchcraft.
I think one thing I would say too, like with my own personal experience, is like I have trauma. I have a lot of sexual trauma, trapped in my body 100%, which is a big factor of like why I wanted to go there too. But like a lot of it can help with these traumas that are trapped in, like
Mm-hmm.
it gets stored in your body in different places, and like she can help align you. Like I do believe in the chakra system. Like I believe that
Mm-hmm.
energy is real. I can feel people's energy. I can see people's energy. And like I've always been like, your energy's right, your energy's off, like all of those things. And so I already know that I have my own energy. And so a lot of what it does is like it helps reduce your stress, your anxiety. It just like helps kind of cleanse your palate, I guess we could say, because your body could be your palate. It cleanses you,
Mm-hmm.
and it just like helps bring you, I don't know, just like into a lighter energetic state, and like remove some of these things that are trapped in your body. My Bell's palsy is 100% trapped in my body. Like the
Hmm.
transformation I've seen in my face from going to her and helping me release like some of these things, like some of the questions she's asked me, like I think that she can feel this could be the witch part coming out. Sorry to whoever thinks she's a crazy person. She can sense like certain things about why it's trapped in my body and I believe it. Like I
Yeah.
100% believe it. Like crazy things have happened that happened around the times I got my Bell's palsy and it makes sense that it's still stuck here. And like if she can cleanse that, good for her, but if she can also help me love myself more, don't
Hmm.
see a problem in that.
Yeah, there's no problem in it. And this is literally like, if you don't believe that like trauma or stress or sadness is trapped in your body, let me know. I have a list of books I can send you that are all like science-based stuff. If you need to have that type of proof, let me know because it's true. I literally have thousands of hours of yoga certifications and trainings in this subject alone. So,
And I mean, at the end of the day, like again, I was very aggressive when I was saying like fuck off to whoever said this. I still believe like you're an asshole because that's so stupid and naive of you to say. But at the end of the day, like I could have for sure gone about this differently. I know for sure there's people in my life that I did not talk to about the fact that Wally and I separated, but it's because their level of maturity and emotional support are not on a wavelength that I felt comfortable with. Like I am trying to stay afloat in my own lane. I'm also not trying to like broadcast to everyone like, "Hey, just so you know, this is happening in my life." But at the end of the day, like if anybody asks me, they still if they ask me today, I have no problem talking about it, but I'm not going and like proactively being like, "Hey everybody, Wally and I are getting divorced or separated." Like whatever it is that I need to say, like if you're in my life, you'll know about it. If you know that something's up, you'd reach out, and if you're not in my life, then maybe that's more about our relationship than anything.
mhm.
So you can be upset or offended. I'm trying to be my true authentic self. And my podcast listeners are maybe more important to me than some of these other relationships because they actually invest in my energy. I don't know, but I'm not a witch. I'm not antichrist. And I would appreciate it if you weren't a naive asshole.
Yeah, same. And coming from someone who has been separated, everybody's going to talk when you have a separation. Like it is what it is. People create their own narratives, they create their own stories. Even though you're coming out and saying, like, this is actual facts, this is actually what happened, people are still going to be like, oh, well, it can't be that simple. Like, it can't be that
Yeah.
simple of like, you're just not happy or your guys' energy just isn't aligned or whatever. Like, it can't be that fucking simple and people just create their own stories just to make sense of it, you know?
Yeah. And I knew at the end of the day, like this was going to happen. I think I think I know that it's going to happen. I think it's frustrating that it happened and my grandma, like it
Yeah.
comes back to my grandma being like, what the hell? Like that
Hmm.
was really hard for me. And I think that those are like kind of the things that you go through when you go through a separation or a situation like this. Like leaving a relationship is always going to add this level of like criticism, which again is fine, but like I live my life as genuine as possible. So like don't make shit up. Like
Yeah.
I have no problem being honest about the situation, but like don't make lies.
Yeah. Or if you're like upset that like you didn't know about this, instead of going and running your mouth to everybody and blanding, why don't you just contact you and be like, hey, like, are you okay? Like the fact that it was ran to multiple people and blanding is like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand people, but like maybe just actually reach out to the actual person and be like, hey, are you all right? Like, I don't
You
know.
know, and I already shared this already with Taylor, and it's another thing I feel like I'll share now. Just because I post on my Instagram like this life that I live does not mean that's my whole entire life. Like I really this is what I hate about social media because this is the game that everyone plays. Like I post what I want to post. I post things that
Mhm.
make me happy. I like to share my life. I genuinely enjoy sharing my experiences and posting about like what's going on. But I'm like, I don't need to post. Yesterday I posted that I like cry on a bridge sometimes, but like I don't need to post all of this negative stuff. That's not what I'm not a
Mhm.
victim. Like I'm not going to post a bunch of really weird and sad things. I'm not going to be cryptic either. That's like I'm not seeking attention. So if I'm
Yeah.
posting stuff on my social media, it's not because I'm just like living this grand life and separating from my husband is the most easy thing I've ever been through and I don't give a fuck. I have no feelings. Like I'm crazy and I do witchcraft. It's like I like to post positive things because I like to share beauty. I like to share joy. And
Hmm.
I really don't want people to see that as like I'm okay. I am okay. I will always be okay. That's like something that I know about myself. Everything and I will always be okay because I will make sure of it. But if I'm posting about stuff, it doesn't mean that I'm just out partying, living this great life and fuck my husband and fuck being a mom. That's
Hmm.
literally not it. Like being a mom is literally still my identity. Being an employee, being a boss ass bitch at work, still in my identity. I still love and care about Wally. Like it's really irritating to me that what I post is being scrutinized as well because people want to have their own like problems. I don't know. Maybe go have a fucking hobby. I don't know.
Yeah. And
Maybe go see a witch doctor.
I'm gonna talk about this too because I get dragged into it too because we're the same person. But like I'm the same. Like I post a lot. I'm very open about my life, but there's still a lot that like people don't know of what's going on in my life. And so many people are like, "Oh, you drink too much, or you do this, or you couldn't really be stressed because your life is so great." Like, no, that's not
You
true.
travel. You have amazing life.
Yeah, and it's
And yeah,
like,
it's amazing still.
yeah. And the world is so heavy and so chaotic right now. I don't want to post my hardships like that. Like, I don't. I want to post silly memes and I want to have a glass of wine once a week because my job is really fucking stressful and I want a way to relax. Like, I don't want people to scrutinize either you or I for the things that we do in our free time because we actually like are really great and really amazing. And like we both get harped on so much about the stuff that we do in our free time that it's like you don't even like you're not even realizing all the great things that we do. Not that drinking is bad because it's not, or that it's not great or whatever, but like we do a lot in our everyday life and so many people harp on like, oh, we party or we do this or we do that, and it's like, no, that's not the case at all. Like
Here's what I think is an interesting concept about social media, especially when it comes to this too, is there's people that are out here like seeing it and like having these conversations and saying what they want to say and making up their own agendas about it. But those people are the people that don't post. And so you literally tune in to social media to see what people are posting. I choose to share my life. I have no problem sharing what I have going on in life. I actually think that's beautiful. I want people to see what is going on. I want to share joy. I want to share beauty. I want to share these things about my life. I have no problem with that. I'm an open fucking book.
mhm.
But these people don't share anything. They literally just get on there and look at other people's lives and make up their own narratives and their own agendas because I don't know. And so maybe instead of like scrutinizing other people, you could start sharing and adding to the beauty and like letting other people see more of you and what you have going on and like making it a shared beautiful space instead of just tuning in to judge other people. That's the fucking mind-blowing thing to me about social media. Like people like to judge, but they're the ones that aren't sharing.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
It's crazy to me. I don't understand the game, but like I said, my Instagram story is truly like a journal for me. It's like a daily log, a daily fun
Same.
thing. I
Mhm.
have so much joy sharing like fun things about my life or taking pictures so that I can post it on my social. And it's not because I want attention. Literally has nothing around that. Like, I don't
Mhm.
fucking care. I personally just like to be like, ah, this is what I'm doing and I like it, or I like to take really good pics.
Yeah. Same. So, anyways, thanks for the rant, guys. Anything
Share your
else?
stories.
Tag us.
The other thing I really want to talk about, which I think you're going to talk about, is for some reason, I don't know who these people are. Bad Baby.
Yeah.
Can you please help me understand? I do not understand what's going on. Who is Bad Baby? And I know who Alabama Barker is only because she's Travis Barker's daughter. I still don't know why she's relevant, but like, who's Bad Baby? What's the drama? What's going on?
Okay. You came to the right place. Let me just say. Okay. Bad Baby. I thought her name was Bad Barbie until Friday. And my coworker was like, it's actually Bad Baby. And I was like, oh, so maybe you didn't come to the right place.
That was probably
Okay.
your dyslexia.
Probably. Bad Baby is the Catch Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil.
And she was just like, I remember, cash me outside. How about that? And
Yeah.
she was just like fighting for some reason with her mom. Was that what the story was on Dr. Phil? I can't remember.
I don't remember. Sorry. She was just like fighting her mom.
And now she has like she raps.
No, so okay, from what I can remember about Dr. Phil, is she it was like a bad teenager, like how they used to do on like the Mari show and like all the bad teenagers were there. It
Mm-hmm.
was like she
She just gets in
Danielle is
trouble.
her name. Yeah, she just gets in trouble. I don't know why this is making me laugh so hard. I'm crying. Okay, so she was on there and she like got a rapping contract. Like, is that what it's called? Like a rap contract? I don't know.
A
Probably
record
from
deal?
fucking P. Diddy at this point. But she got like a record deal to be a rapper and she like blew up as a rapper, I guess. I don't know. I've never heard any
Really?
of her music until this Alabama thing because it's all over my TikTok and apparently she retired because she had cancer and so she retired and then this beef has brought her out of retirement. Anyways, their beef started because Alabama apparently slept with her boyfriend, I think. And all of a sudden they started writing.
Wait, how old are these girls?
Well, I think Alabama's like underage, and I think that the bad baby girl is like 20
Bad baby
ish,
girl.
like
Let
25 ish.
I'll Google it. Continue.
Okay. So, anyways, they started like writing these rap beefs to each other, and then Bad Baby was saying that like Alabama AI'd hers, like put it in Chat GPT. This is so dumb. It's so dumb, truly. And anyway, so they're in like this huge battle, and Bad Baby just used one of Kanye's mixes, I guess, for like her newest diss. And so Kanye made a video that Alabama posted on her TikTok of him saying he had no idea what was going on. I don't think Kanye has any idea what's going on anywhere. So, like, why are we blaming Kanye? This guy's nuts. So he made this little video that Alabama posted on her TikTok. And in this diss rap from Bad Baby, it literally says, "Bitch, I'm not even going to tell you what color socks I put on." so,
What?
it's so dumb. It's so dumb. So they have this huge beef going on. I
And
don't
it's just
know.
because Alabama slept with her boyfriend.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay, well, Alabama is 19 and Bad Baby is 21.
Oh, okay. So apparently Bad Baby had cancer and she retired from rapping and now she's out of retirement because of Alabama.
I just want to know why this gets traction on the internet. I don't understand
Well,
why.
because here's the conspiracy theory for you. Because Mason Disick apparently has a child who
He
is
does
3.
not.
And
One,
so,
the child's 1 years old.
oh, I thought it was 3.
No,
But
he's one.
anyways, the conspiracy theory is that Kris Jenner sacrificed Alabama to cover up Mason's child, who is 1 or 3.
One. It's one for sure. I also saw that Kourtney Kardashian posted today like a note on her Instagram like saying like this is completely false. I did see that apparently people are saying that Courtney's son that she just had with Travis,
Is
I think is
Mason's.
his name, is the son that's like the cover. Um, honestly, what the fuck is wrong with the world?
I mean, I was just thinking yesterday, I was like, everyone's like so upset about all this political stuff. I think people are just like holding on to anything that isn't political related. And this just happens to be like in the news circuit right now. And so people are just like holding on to it so tight of like, it's something that's not political, but like it's so dumb. Like it's truly so dumb.
Also, what's dumb is that fucking, I don't know if you saw this, the Trump Zelensky stuff, the interview that happened with Trump. Oh my gosh.
I
And
didn't watch it, but I did see TikTok last night, and it was like I'll have to send it to you. It was Jersey Shore season 2, the Miami one, where Jay was like, "You get your ass beat, you get your ass beat." It's so funny, and it's like the press and Zelensky and Trump and Jay. It's so funny. I have to send it to you.
I read like the article like with information. My coworker was like actually listening to the interview and he was like, "What the fuck?" I read the article and I was literally like, again, I don't get involved in these things, but the things that happen, like it's quite embarrassing It's pretty frustrating. Again, have your political agendas, whatever they are, but like don't be fucking immature, first of all.
Okay, so what do like people that come from out of the country like? Because you were with people from out of the country this whole time all this is going on. Like, are they like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Or are they just like, it's whatever? Like, what does America look like to the outside? I always wonder that.
Idiots. They're
Really?
so like, I'm
I've always
telling you,
wondered.
the amount of people I've talked to where they're just like, what the fuck? And like they have their own problems for sure in
Yeah.
different countries, but they know more about our politics than most Americans, which is actually quite sad. They
Hmm.
follow it heavily because it impacts them at the end of the
Yeah.
day. It
Yeah.
impacts them more than it impacts us in America, sadly. But like, I mean, Americans are just so disrespectful. Like, we have no manners. We are just chaotic. Um, at the end of the day, like that whole interview is freaking nuts, but the memes that are coming from it, I don't want to share them because I don't want people to fucking come for me because I
I
already have
know.
enough criticism right now. But the memes, there's like these memes because like Trump is like this and what's his name? Vance or whatever. He's like this, and they're both like, I have seen myself do this to people so many times, and I was like, oh my God. And one of it's like Zelensky's like this with his arms folded, and it's like when the rest of the group wants another shot, and the
I
other
saw
friend
that
doesn't, and they're
one.
both like,
I
and I
saw
was like,
that
oh
one.
my God, I literally probably have pictures of me and my friends doing the same thing. Anyways, it's just crazy to me, like the weird shit that's going on, but this weird Kardashian drama, this weird Bad Baby stuff. Like, Bad Baby is so irrelevant. Alabama Burger
No,
is highly irrelevant.
I
And
know.
like, why is this trending on social media?
It's so weird, but it's so funny because in the comments, because I'm a comment reader, I love to read comments. People are really funny, but
What?
people are like calling her any other state besides Alabama. They'll be like, "What's Missouri doing today?" or "What's Oklahoma doing today?" And I think it's so
That's
funny.
savage. That's
It's
savage.
really funny. It's so stupid though. Like truly, it's so stupid. So I don't know.
I
That's
mean,
that's all I know.
I also did see, I mean, again, barely could survive while I was in Las Vegas for the week, but in our group chat, our friend said something about the Epstein files. Did they get released? Like, what's going on?
Okay, so they were supposed to, and they didn't. I haven't seen anything, but you know what I did see? Why Diddy's lawyer dropped out. Have you heard this? Because of necrophilia,
What is
having
that again?
sex with dead bodies. That is why the lawyer dropped out. And so not
Thing?
only,
Do
no,
you believe it?
yes, he said it. He
Oh, it's a
said it.
statement.
Yes. The not only is there horrible stuff with Diddy, horrible, terrible stuff, he is also participating in necrophilia, and that is sick. So that is why the lawyer dropped out. I am disgusted.
Do you think it's the people that he like has killed and then he goes and fucks them?
I don't know. I do not know, but this trial, I'm sure it's going to be televised and I am going to be glued to my TV when this is
Taylor's gonna request
happening.
PTO.
I'm gonna be like, I'm so sorry, everyone with your mental health struggles. I'm having them too with this trial. Like, I cannot. I was so disgusted when I saw that that's what the lawyer said. I was just like, okay, so that's what this is like this is what's happening.
Honestly, everything is just so crazy in
Terrible.
Hollywood. At the end of the day, it is such a weird cycle. So many
Hmm.
crazy things. I feel like you really can't trust anyone. You could love people, but you better be ready to be detached from them at any moment because they could be a bad person.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Ruby Frankie documentary. I
Who?
have to talk about this. The Ruby Frankie, the girl from Utah who was the YouTube influencer that abused her kids.
Oh,
There
I
was
didn't know
just
there's a
it
documentary.
just came out on Friday.
I need to watch
I
this.
it's only 3 episodes, like the Gabby Petito.
I
It's really
think I could
fast.
download it and watch it on the airplane to New
Yeah,
York.
it is. It's insane. It's insane. This woman is insane. I was so shocked when I was watching it that okay, I need you to watch it so we can discuss that the dad didn't know anything that was happening. I don't think I believe that. And B, the Jody Hildebrandt was apparently possessed by the fucking devil. Never heard that in my life.
Witchcraft.
And there is videos of her quote unquote being like having to have an exorcism. It's the most ridiculous thing. And the way that this lady treated her kids is so disgusting. It's very like a Lori Vallow type vibe because she thought that her two youngest kids were like demons, even though it was Jody Hildebrandt, who she was sleeping with, who they had like this whole lesbian affair.
Lesbians?
Yes, yes. So the oldest daughter, Sherry, she's written a book. I really want to read her book, and she's like trying to end family vlogging because like kids can't consent to this, and she saw Jody sneaking. So they moved Jody into their house. Jody is the therapist who wasn't even a licensed therapist. I didn't know that. She was not even licensed by the state. She was a life coach saying she was like a therapist. They moved Jody into her house to help her with this possession of Satan. They moved her into Sherry's room, and the mom used to sneak in there to have sex with her. And Sherry saw her like sneaking out, and there was always like candles, massage oil, like all of this stuff
Ew,
in
it's
this
giving
girl's
Epstein.
room. Yes, it's really terrible. It's really terrible. And this girl filmed and took pictures of everything. When she kicked her husband out of the house, she literally took pictures of it, of him saying goodbye to the kids. And she made videos of like her kids going through puberty and their first period, like weird stuff that people were watching on YouTube. They were making millions of dollars.
Why do people watch this? Why do you consume,
I
like, again,
don't know.
people watching the Alabama stuff and like all this stuff, like, we are the problem. Don't
Yes.
consume these things. Don't watch it. You are the reason that people keep doing it.
Yes.
I want you to know
It's
before you
insane.
continue, you said Satan at some point, like you were saying something about Satan. When you said Satan, my headphones did the
Stop.
craziest
Oh my
fucking
gosh,
thing.
stop. I'm going to throw up. I'm
You
getting
said Satan.
Apollo right now. Stop.
I know, but I need you to look at me when
Okay,
I say
hold on. I'm
this.
getting Apollo
So if you're watching,
Santo.
when you're watching on YouTube, you said Satan and I heard it in this ear, and then I couldn't hear it in this ear, but as it carried through, it went and like
Oh,
say Satan, and
stop.
like it went through to my other headphone, and that shit, I almost threw up, but I didn't want to cut you off.
Okay,
That was
literally, I just
witch
staged my house like right before we started recording.
witchcraft.
I literally just
Ooh,
staged my house right before we started recording.
because you're a witch.
So scary. Anyways, please watch it so we can discuss. And if you have watched it, listen, I believe that the dad knew, and I believe that the dad ignored all of the abuse that was going on because this dad is whack. This dad is whack. After this 3 episode, multiple hour documentary, the last question that the documentary people asked was, "Do you still love her?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I do."
I really genuinely think a lot of people ignore stuff, and I can't understand why. I don't know why there's so many people that watch stuff happen to kids, especially, and they allow it to happen and then they say nothing. Maybe that's a level of like therapy or something that they need to get. I can't understand. I can't understand supporting something like this or also still loving somebody that does this to your children. I also wanted to know if you saw anything. I saw a couple TikToks about this and didn't have time to look into them. There's drone footage of Brian Laundrie's backyard where the parents are in
Mm.
like the backyard in their garden doing some weird ass shit in the garden.
No, like recent?
No, it was like while like Brian was missing and all this weird stuff. I need you to look into it. There's like
Oh,
people
that
that
he's
had,
maybe at an underground bunker?
yeah, something
Yeah,
like
I've
that.
seen that.
But there's like people that took drones and like flew over the yard, and like then the parents would realize the drone was like over them and they'd like run away.
Ew. Okay, I'll look into that for sure. But you have to
Yeah,
watch this documentary.
I will. I'll download it so that I can watch it on the plane. I I'll watch it while I'm on the plane.
Yeah, and like the abuse was so bad. It reminds me of the book A Child Called It. If you've ever read that book, it's so horrible. But this little boy that escaped that saved him and his sister, they were like tying him up with rope and handcuffs that he had cuts around his ankles and his wrists. And they made a mixture of cayenne pepper and honey, and they put it on those cuts and then saran wrap and
Mm.
duct tape it on to his cuts.
Why?
It's
For pain?
I don't know. I don't know. It's horrible. It's so horrible. It's so sad.
That's actually really, really sad. I think
Hmm.
this lady would tie up her kids, right? They like were tied up in her basement.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, in St. George. Yeah. So, anyways,
She
if
was
you
in St.
guys,
George. I thought she was in Orem.
Well, so Ruby was in Orem, Jody was in St. George, but
Mm.
she had an office, a therapy office, which I don't know how she even got this to happen. She had a therapy office in Utah County, and that's how she met Ruby. Is because she was doing like these groups for women and men in the Mormon church and basically saying that all men are addicted to porn and all they care about is lust. And so she was having like these groups for women to deal with their husbands who were addicted to lust, even though some of them weren't even watching porn. Like some of them were just wanting regular sex lives with their wives, but that was wrong. It was too lusty. It's insane.
There's a group of like influencers in St. George, and I feel like it's becoming a really toxic situation.
What influencers?
There's multiple. There's these one, the Not Enough Nelsons. They have 16 kids.
Oh, this one that you went to the mall for?
Yeah. But then
Oh
there's
yeah,
other
how was
influencers.
that?
There was like multiple that Henley ran into. They were three different types of influencers, and
At the
they're
St.
all in,
George Mall?
they're all in, what the fuck? My headphones just did the weirdest thing again. We gotta
Stop.
change the topic. Do you have any other topics? No
I'm
more
so
witchcraft.
uncomfortable. No, I think that's all. I think that's all I have.
You didn't have anything else? You barely said any words.
What are you talking
I'm scared.
about? I was like, I've been talking this whole
What
time.
else happened in your week? I haven't talked to you for a week. Any other updates that I didn't hear?
Okay, I only have a week and a half left of school, so that's exciting. I don't know if I've shared with the listeners. I'm going to be done with my bachelor's this summer. I thought it was going to be next year. It's going to be very soon, and I will be starting my master's program this year. So that's super exciting. Very overwhelmed, very excited, but I'm overwhelmed as shit. So, um, what?
Also, maybe you don't want to talk about it, but I feel like you shared some very exciting news about your weight loss journey.
Oh yeah, I've lost like how much I've lost?
That you like reached a huge milestone. You don't have to share the number, but like
Oh,
you
yes.
just wore pants that you haven't been able to fit
Oh
in
yeah,
for
my
3 years.
scrubs. Wow, I forgot that this is this week too. I fit. So I'm kind of a hoarder with clothes.
Yes.
Let's be honest. I've been saving some scrubs because here's the thing about me. This is why I save them. I hate buying things that I have to buy. Like I hate like scrubs. I have to wear them for work. Actually, I don't. I can wear whatever I want, but they're easier. I hate having to buy them though. So I have a bunch of scrubs, but most of them didn't fit me. So the other morning I was like, you know what? My regular scrubs like don't fit me. They're like falling off. So I'm just gonna try this other pair. They fit like a glove. I haven't worn them in 3 years. So that was exciting. That was very exciting.
That's good.
And
I'm trying to think if there's any other updates you shared with me. I feel like you had a lot of positive things this week, and I just was not fully participating in our
yeah, I mean one
conversation.
big one I can't really share yet, but that will be in the future. And then what
There
else?
was
So
another one. I don't know what it is right now.
well, I've hit a different class of numbers in my weight loss journey. I'm still enjoying running. I don't know what else. I feel like that's kind of been my week.
Did you sign up for the trail race?
No, not yet. Have you?
Fuck no.
Okay, I was like, wait, was I supposed to? Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna do it without me. No, I haven't.
Honestly, until everyone commits, I'm not committing.
Yeah, same. That was so hard.
Brutal.
Oh, I did go on a hike this morning that was really nice, very icy, but it was really nice. And
Because
yeah,
you know
I
it's supposed
don't,
to be cold again next
I
week?
know, we're just not thinking about it.
Dude, Las Vegas was so warm. It was
Oh, so,
80 degrees.
oh.
I wore shorts every single night. I never even took a sweater, which is so unlike me. Normally, I would always need a sweater. Probably the alcohol helped keep me warm. But I wore shorts every single day in the nighttime, and I was never cold. It was
Did,
beautiful.
did you lay by the pool? Was the pool open?
The pool wasn't open, but we should go have a pool experience.
I know, because this is also some news. I got a skin graft on my leg and it's looking
Oh.
really good. So hopefully, fingers crossed, please everybody send me your good witchy vibes that I'm able to swim this year, please.
Maybe you should just go see the witch doctor.
Did have an
Sorry,
appointment and she was sick.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'm being petty and salty, but I'm irritated,
Mm,
clearly. Okay,
same.
ready for the hashtag asking for a friend?
Let's do it.
Okay. Hashtag asking for a friend. How do you split checks with a group of people? I have a lot to say, so you should go first.
That's a good one.
I have a lot to say, so you should go first.
That's a good one. Mm, 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 that's a good one.
I have a lot to say, so you should go first.
Okay. I know that me and Shelby always are equal. Like we are always, I am never worried. Like if I pay for something, I'm never worried that I'm not going to get her share back and vice versa. Like I'm never worried about it. It's never a thing. Like it's to the point that now we're like, if we go out to dinner or something, we're just like, put it all on the same check. Like we're not worried. Okay, Shelby is literally the only person in my life that I am able to do that with because people just don't understand how to split checks. Like you split it. I mean, you and I were very like on par with like our drinks and like our food and all that. I'm not really worried about like a price difference. I'm fine to split it 50-50. But if you are the person who's going out to eat with a group of people and you are getting multiple drinks, you are getting the most expensive appetizer or the most expensive fucking meal, and you don't pay your share, and you're just like, oh, let's split it half Caesar, let's split it three ways, but you get the more expensive thing. No, it doesn't work like that. You pay your share. You don't get the most expensive wine. You don't get the most expensive meal. You don't get three appetizers and be like, let's just share it halfsies. Like, no, we don't do it that way. It really irritates me.
I feel the same way, and I feel like splitting a check needs to be with certain types of people. It needs to be with people that you feel comfortable being like, this is your share. I will send, like, we'll calculate your difference, those types of things. It doesn't matter if you're like, oh, here, let me just contribute X amount. There's always going to be people that order. I'm not normally an appetizer person. I usually
Mm-mm.
like, I don't eat a ton when I go out either. And so it's like, it
Mhm.
depends on like people's eating habits, but I also shouldn't have to, if I have a bite of something of yours, I don't want to pay for your $18 appetizer. If
Yeah.
I have a couple things or whatever, sure, but like if I'm like, let's split this, everyone, do we want this? And we're all on the same page. But like if you're ordering the upgraded alcohol, if you're ordering the upgraded appetizers or whatever it is, that needs to be calculated out different because I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, eating out is fucking expensive. I don't want to pay for you to have extra alcohol or extra food or whatever, especially now that I'm fucking separated because I gotta be on a budget-friendly diet right now, okay?
And most
I
of
have
the
to be
time,
smart and
most of
people
the
don't
time,
pay.
yes. And most of the time, your and I's meals are just an appetizer. Like I'll just order like an appetizer. I
We'll
don't,
get
it's
like fries and a salad, fries
yes.
and a Caesar salad, and we're oh, our
Yes.
drinks are always on pace. You're not having more drinks than me.
Mm-mm.
Like those are the types of times where I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with this. It is hard when you're in a larger group because everyone's ordering different things. And I think with our Samantha's group, we've all been pretty good at like being on par with each other. I think sometimes here and there I've been like, maybe I shouldn't have to pay for that, but that's fine. I'll let it slide because I know that these girls show up for me and I show up for them and some at some point like I'm not trying to nickel and dime. I
Yeah.
know at some point I'm going to get it back from them, but if it's like there's a couple people that I know in my life, specifically one of them is a sister, that if I eat out and we get stuff, she's paying the bare minimum. She's
Mm-hmm.
paying the bare minimum. She doesn't give a fuck. We split the check and it's just like, here's $10. Here's $20. And it's like, but why do I have to
That's
pay
not
for you?
fair.
Because
Yeah.
it doesn't come back to me differently. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
not in each other's lives enough where I feel like she's like I'm giving and she's giving and it's like going back and forth. And I think that's the difference is like if you're gonna be bougie and you're gonna spend the money, then like let's be halfsies about it. There's no problem, but like you also need to be giving back in other parts of life. Taylor and I can go out to eat. If she covers a meal sometimes, I already know I'm gonna cover her later when we get coffee
Yeah.
or something like that. And it's not gonna be this thing because we're always like and there are times where we're like, yeah, let me pay you half. And it's like very clear, like we'll pay half. But there's other
Mhm.
times where I'm just like, I honestly don't care because I know it's fine. So
Yeah.
splitting a check is really difficult. If you struggle with this or you have this happening, I think it's really smart to be like, we want separate checks because
Mm-hmm.
like I said, shit is really expensive and you shouldn't be having to be taken advantage of, especially by people you're trying to go out and have fun with. So like if you feel like you're not comfortable with it, I think there's nothing wrong with saying, can we have a separate check or can I just pay for my check? I do
Mm-hmm.
that all the time. People don't like it, but I'll be like, I want mine on separate. I don't
And
care. I don't care if the waitress doesn't like it. Bitch, I'm paying you a tip.
yeah. And don't ever order things for other people without asking them first. Like, if you're drinking the expensive wine for the night, because I've been that person that I'm like, I want to treat myself. I want the like more expensive wine. I'm not going to have Shelby be in the bathroom and be like, yeah, get her that too. Like, we're on separate checks,
Mhm.
but get her this $30 glass of wine. Like, don't order things for other people if they aren't aware that you're getting the higher class thing
I
for
agree with
them,
that.
because that's
I
kind of
think
messed up if you like get your bill and it's like, oh, this is way more expensive because I didn't even know that I got this because someone else ordered it for me.
I think at the end of the day, it's important for people to be aware of everyone has a different financial situation. Like I said, I'm about to go into a completely different financial situation than I've ever been in for a very long time. And I'm gonna have to be more vocal about it. And I don't care. I'm gonna be like, listen, guys, I'm fucking separated. I have a budget now. Like, I can't afford this extra tequila. I can't afford this extra wine. I can't afford whatever. And if I'm going to come out with you, I have to be fucking budget friendly and don't expect that just because I'm now 34 that I have a bunch of money to spend. Like I don't. Like I have to be
Mm.
smart about it. And so don't assume that everyone's in your same financial class and they're okay spending the extra money. I get you that you want to treat yourself, but someone might need to treat themselves with a little bit cheaper tequila.
And while we're on this subject, it's off topic, but not. Don't fucking show up with shitty ass wine to things and not drink your shitty wine and only drink the fancy wine, because me and Shelby always bring the fancier wine because we have a wine subscription and we always splurge for wine, and we will bring it to any function. We'll bring a nice wine, but people bring shitty wine, not drink their own wine and drink all of our wine, and we only get half a glass. That's not how you share things. That's not how you split things, guys. We need to go back to preschool and learn how to share.
Honestly, it reminds me of my 20s when like we assume that we're all buying Smirnoff. We're not all buying
Yes.
Smirnoff. If you
Mm-mm.
are buying a certain level of alcohol and you taste mine and it's better, that doesn't give you permission to drink it all. It means
No, it
maybe you
doesn't.
should spend more. This is a perfect example. We went to a Friendsgiving this last year and a person brought a really nice bottle of wine that this person really enjoyed, loves this wine, was obsessed. And they didn't even know him. They have no connection. They were just all at the same party. This group of people grabbed this really expensive wine, and I'm telling you, I already know because a friend told me that these people don't drink classy shit. They took this person's expensive wine and took it to their table and shared it amongst themselves. And this person that brought it literally didn't get any of their wine.
We didn't even get to try it after they had told us how delicious it was. I didn't even get one single sip, you guys.
But at the end of the day, like you're at a certain point in life, if you're going to show up to something, like bring that level that you're associating with. Like if you're around people that drink barefoot, then bring barefoot. If you're around people that don't drink barefoot, don't bring cheap wine. And if you're going to bring cheap wine, your ass better be drinking it.
Yeah, like sure, have sips of everyone else's stuff, but like bring your own, like drink your own thing that you bring. Don't be leaving with the same bottle that's not even open that you came with. Like,
The same goes with like liquor though too, I would say. Like there's just
yeah.
rules. There's rules these days. Like as you get older, there's
Mhm.
rules and like people should respect that.
We are living in different financial times,
Yeah,
okay? We need to
inflation's
be budget
insane.
friendly.
I have to be budget friendly, guys.
I need to be budget friendly as well. So, anyways, that's my rant about sharing checks and sharing wine. Obviously, it's a big irritation.
We really care about equal value relationships. Go back to the tribe episode, finding your people, like equal value relationships is worth it.
Yes. Anyways, thanks for tuning
Anyways, I
in.
don't practice witchcraft. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.